Hey there, friends. Welcome to Tuesday Craft and Chat. It is Lisa with Hand Stamped with Lisa Prato. I'm so excited that you are here today. I have a darling project I'm so excited to share with you. I shared it on Instagram this weekend or so, and you guys have been loving it. And I've had a lot of people be like, when are you doing the tutorial on it? It's today. I'm doing the tutorial on it today. I got to get my head in the right place here. So it is Tuesday Craft and Chat. So big day in the Stampin' Up! World. We were able to pre-order out of the May catalog, including the new in colors. Super excited about that. And some really fun new product. I have to say, I'm very excited. There is a suite in there called Silly Old Bear. Pooh related. So I'm all about that. So I ordered that. I have it coming, and I will be sure to swatch everything out for you as soon as it comes. So probably next Monday, I will have some really fun samples for you and examples of that. In the meantime, my friends, I am launching my monthly club, and it is called My Pretty Paper Party. My Pretty Paper Party. It is a monthly club. You can re-up every month if you want. You are not required to have a subscription of any length of specific time, but it is all about designer series paper, which is my soft spot in all of these things. I think when you have a pretty paper, it just it does the work for you. And I love that. I love that. Something that does the heavy lifting for me. So every month we're going to be focusing on a different designer series paper. You'll get a half a package of designer series paper. You'll get a full roll of ribbon. You will get a full set of embellishments that we'll use. There will be lots of fun folds involved. So I'm really excited about it. So if you are on that, I believe the words are paper party. Paper party. Paper party. If you put paper party in the comments, I will make sure to get you the link. Right now it is a waiting list. It goes live April 1st to the 10th is when you can get on and order it. And I am doing a limited number because I just have limited time. And so prepping and making sure I get you all of the things. But I'm very excited about it. So put in paper party, Pretty Paper Party, any of those words will work. We'll get you all the information. We'll get you on the wait list for that. The pricing is really good. It's a by the month, so you'll get all the information. You'll be the first to get it on April 1st if you throw that in the comment. So I'm very excited about that. I think it'll be really fun. So if you are like, I want to get things easy peasy. I want to have some new ideas. I want to make the most out of my paper. You got to cut the paper first off. But I've got some really darling sets for you. So those are the two big things going on. If you are not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you want one of the new catalogs, just DM me. Just put catalog below in the comments, and I am happy to make sure that we get one out to you. If you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you'll just get one in your first order. You can add it in for free. But for those of you who are not Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, if you do want that new catalog that goes live in May, it is so pretty. The other thing that's really fun is that those new in colors, they're so dreamy. They're going to come in the new stamp pad design. So now you know, I mean, we love our stamp pads, but I will tell you, right? That's kind of obnoxious. These are magnetic. Whoop. So they're super easy. So I'm very excited to get them and to play around with them. The rest of the pads will replace in time. Don't worry about those yet, but the new in color pads will come in that new magnetic design, which I think everyone is going to love so very much. So what do you say? Should we stamp? All right, let me turn my... So I'm very excited about this card. I received it as a swap. I received it as a swap when I went to Long Beach, and I thought I must make this for you guys because it's so clever. It's so clever. So we are going to use the Fragrant Layers bundle. So we have the stamp set. It is that 2-step stamping, and then we have the die cuts. And I did some of the stamping and die cuts already because that is not the exciting part of this card. Why would you want to see that, right? So let me get to the exciting part of this card. I do want to tell you too, let me see if I can find it. The card that I got in the swap. I couldn't remember the name on it, but I did find it. So I do want to make sure that I get that to you. If not, I will put it in the stuff below. But let me look at here what we're going to play with. So I used Strawberry Slush. So I stamped the outline of those flowers in Strawberry Slush, and then I die cut that, and then I also die cut out the base in Basic White. And then I have these really beautiful little leaves here that we're going to use, and these are all done in Granny Smith. I gotta get the name right. This is one I always forget. Granny Apple Green. Granny Apple Green. It's such a good green. It is like the perfect spring green. I love it so much. So let me show you how we're going to put this card together. So one of the things I have here is I have this circle, and it is from the Spotlight on Nature dies. I will tell you, this is a die set that I did not have, and I was seeing it and I'm like, where is that from? So let me show you all of these beautiful perfect circles. They are just really great. You can nest them to make images if you just want like an outline, or you can use them individually. Definitely a must-have for your craft room. I feel like it's a lot of bang for your buck. So I do love those. I'm like, how did I not have those? What is going on? So we do have a Basic White circle there. And then let me show you what we're going to do. Our card base is going to be Daffodil Delight. And we're just going to take that and we are going to go ahead. Where is my bone folder? We're just going to bone fold, do a little bone folding here. It's a verb. It is a verb, isn't it? It's a verb. We're going to bone fold that little guy just like that. I'm going to do the inside first. So the inside is a piece of Basic White, and it always cut down a little bit. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And what I have is a piece of Designer Series paper that is that nice little line. Can I remember the name of that Designer Series paper? Let me check. Hold on. I cannot remember, but luckily I have it handy. It is the Mixed Up Patterns. Mixed Up Patterns. I think sometimes some of these dies or some of these Designer Series paper, I feel like they're a little bit of a sleeper. Like if they don't go with a specific stamp set, we kind of overlook them, but they're usually my favorite ones to play around with. And so I just have a little piece of that cut 1 inch, and it might be a little bit bigger than that. Let me just see. Nope. So that is 1 inch by 5 1/4 on that piece of 4 by 5 1/4. And so I'm just going to take this, and this is going to be the inside of our card. So we're going to start with that. Really simple, really easy. All right. And so we'll put that guy right in there. So no naked insides, right? So we have that. So let's do the next piece. I've got a really beautiful piece of Strawberry Slush from that same Designer Series paper. If I pull it folder, do you see how it kind of, it looks like little circles that could be either like flowers or little swirlies, but I thought it was so pretty. So we're going to take that. I also have to say, I love the backside too. I love a good herringbone. I am thinking, actually, my husband doesn't watch this, so we're safe here, but he is going out of town to visit his son, my stepson, and his family for Easter. And so while he's gone, I'm thinking I'm going to do some peel and stick wallpaper in our laundry room. Our laundry room, we have beautiful blue cabinets. So we'll put that over there. We have beautiful blue cabinets, and then we just have white walls, and it's a little, she's a little boring. I'm not going to lie. She's just a wee bit boring. So I'm like, wouldn't it be great to do a navy herringbone peel and stick wallpaper on one side? I think that would be spectacular. I think I'm going to do that, but don't tell him because it's just going to be a surprise. Isn't that it? That sounds like a good surprise, right? So if I tell him, he's going to be like, well, what about this? And what about that? And I don't need any whatabouts. All right, you guys, this is the trick to this card. This is the part that you're like, didn't see that coming. So this is a piece of 4 3/4 by 3 1/2 Granny Smith apple green. And then that piece of Designer Series paper that matches the inside is going to measure 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. That's what's going to give us this little nice little thing. So what I want to show you on here is how we're going to cut this. So get that scoring blade out of the way. We're going to open our cutter, and we're just going to angle it. We're not going to angle it corner to corner. We're going to angle it so it's like a little cattywampus, right? So you can see how that sits in there. And so when I close this up, it's going to give me these two pieces. All right. This is the magic of this card design. So I'm just going to set that right there so you can look at it and you can think about what I'm going to do with that. All right. So let's make our focal point. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this. I'm going to take this little guy and I'm going to pop it up. I will tell you, my green glue has been acting up. I am not happy about it. Oh, there she goes. She heard me. She was like, hey, we're here for you. Don't worry about it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this piece that's going to be the piece that's going to come up. It's the one that has all of the outline, all of the detail. So we just need a little bit of glue on here so it sticks. Oh, I'm so glad that that green glue behaved. Must have heard me talking trash about it when I had my demonstrator team. We did a mystery stamping last night, and it was so fun. So mystery stamping, if you haven't done that before, it's like where you get like clues, and so then everybody makes their own design, and it's just so fun to see what everybody comes up with. I'm a huge fan of that. So you can see we just went in and did a little bit of, created that little focal image, and we're going to take our piece of white here and we're just going to stick it on just like that. So I'm going to want some dimensionals for that guy. So we're going to pop some dimensionals on him. But yeah, stamping's so fun, mystery stamping. We had such a great time. It's always so good to connect. But I was talking some smack about how my green glue is just not doing it for me these days. And didn't you know? Come to use it the next time. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to just get a little like, you're not showing up for work. I'm not using you anymore. All right. That is going to go on there just like that. So you can see that we have the start of our focal point here, right? Now, can you see how with this, the inside of our flowers are just white, and that felt a little plain to me. So I'm going to come in with some of our embellishments here. These go so well, and I'm going to stick them kind of down inside. Do you see? I'll show you that a little bit closer. I stuck it down inside. Since this is lifted up a little bit, that little embellishment sticks down inside a wee bit, and so we're just going to go ahead and add that in all of the middles there, and I just think it makes it a little bit more interesting. I mean, you can never have enough sparkle, right? So isn't that cute? Very fun. So now we've got that part. Next, we're going to do the greeting portion of this. So we'll set that aside as well. And so I'm going to do the greeting in this from the same stamp set that we are using, the same bundle. And it says, it's your day. So let me move this up so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So we're just going to take that again in that Granny Smith green, apple. You know I'm never going to get the name of it right. Go ahead and stamp. That's such a great sentiment. Isn't that such a good font? I love that font. I love that font. It's funny because I was on some forum I got on. You know how like you're scooting around online and all of a sudden you end up somewhere and you're like, how did I end up here? And they were talking about Stampin' Up! And they're like, who needs more flowers? Who needs more ferns? Who needs more whatever? And I'm like, I do. Like because it's a different greeting, it's a different font. I just feel like it's so fun. Like I'm always like, just that little bit of difference can make it can be so fun. So we're gonna trim this little fella right here. All right, and so you guys know how to do this. We're just gonna cut it straight, and then we're gonna come in the middle, make a little snip, and then you're just gonna snip from either side. To create that nice little banner look. All right, that one was not perfect, but I think it's going to be good enough. So we're going to take this, and what I want to do is I want to be able to kind of sneak it in here. So I'm going to need to trim it just a wee bit here. All right. So I kind of just want it to sit like right in there. So that looks really good. So I'm going to go with that one. So I'm going to go ahead, turn this over, and put some glue on here. Oh, look at that. Sassy, sassy. The green glue is being sassy. There we go. All right. This will let us just take this guy, and we're just going to sneak it right in here so it looks like it's just popping out from those flowers. All right. And we're going to come back. We're going to add a few more little sparkles to it because I love these guys. I think they're so cute. So we're going to go with green this time to pull the green in that we've got going on. And I don't think the greens need to match. I think that is something, oh, look at my nail polish is leaving a little smudge. I probably should use one of those stickum tools. Probably not. If you know me, you know, like those tools, I'm like, that just feels like a lot of work. So we've got this. we're going to come in and we are going to add in a few of our little petals here. And for this, I just like to put a little bit of a glue dot on these to stick them on. I just think it's a really easy way to get them to stick in there. And so we'll just come in and layer that. And we'll do a couple of those. And I stamped and punched these out with the, you know, ran them through my die machine just because that's not the fun part of this card. You want to see the fun part of this card, right? So we'll put that one in there. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready for the fun part of this card? All right, so we've got our inside done. We've got this now. Look at this here. I want to show you what this is going to look like. So I'm going to pick up the bottom one, and I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to put some adhesive on that guy. So this is the bottom one, and I'm going to take it up to the top of my designer series paper. And then I'm going to take the top one. So all you're doing is just moving the bottom one up and the top one down. And I'm going to put this one right here. Look at how cute that is. Come on. Oh, I'm so excited. This is so darling. I mean, I feel like once you learn this little layout, you could do it over and over and over again. That is so cute. And then we just have to come in with this guy, and we're going to put a whole bunch of dimensionals on the back of him to get our focal point on. And look at how cute that is. And it's such a good wow. It's such a good wow. When I saw it, I immediately was like, I must make this for you guys because it is so stinking cute. Look at how perfect that is. Love, love, love. So this is the one I made initially, and you can see I just did it a little bit different. This one I stamped and cut out the whole thing, and this one I just did a little bit different. Either one is going to work really great, but it is a great little way to use that designer series paper, and it looks so amazing. Like I said, the minute I saw it, I was like, I must recreate that. So that I thought so cute. So that's card number one for you. But friends, I'm doing two today. I am doing two today, so hang on. We have another card coming. And what I did is I was so organized. I was down in my craft studio on Sunday, and I was super organized. And then, of course, I had to come down and like run because I was like, what did I put together? I mean, I can't remember anything for anything. So this one I do have the, oh, I wanted to show you our this was our mystery stamping card yesterday. And so this is such a great layout too, great use of designer series paper, because all you do is you score your card, you fold it in half, and then you cut off this front flap, and then this is your front flap. So you just cut it and then you turn it, and that is how you create that fun little fold. She's a cutie too, isn't she? All right, so this one I'm super excited about. Let me get all of my goods out here that I need. I don't want to show it to you before it's done, but I will show you my inspiration on it, although I don't think that one has anybody's name on it, so we shall see. We shall see. So let me get out all the things. So, oh, this is so cute. Let me show you that as well. I got a lot of things. I'm very excited. Can you tell? I was too organized. Now I don't know where anything is. Story of my life. Right? Okay. So, envelope. I used to do this back in the day all the time, and then I kind of stopped and I kind of forgot about it. But when you do want to add a little bit of something to the back flap of that envelope, it's really easy. All you have to do is put your glue on your envelope, lay it down on your designer series paper, and just cut around it. And it's so easy to do, and it adds such a great little wow. So definitely something to keep in mind, and it'll work perfectly for this card. So let me get my different things out here that I'm going to be using. So we are using this beautiful blue cardstock, and we have some designer series paper, which should already be, yeah, already be cut. So this is that really pretty Easter paper. I'm calling it Easter paper. That's probably not the name of it. Hold on. She's going to be right over here. All of my designer series paper stays at arm's length. Easter Joy. It is Easter paper. So Easter Joy, so beautiful. Love, love, love this. So those are going to be some of our pieces. And I'll kind of show you what that's going to look like as we're going along. But for this one, we are going to use Notes of Spring. So Notes of Spring is the product of the month for the month of March. So when you spend $75, remember that you can order the product of the month for just $5. So this is the current one. There's a couple of other ones that are still available. They stay available until they run out. So I'm always like, if you want it, get it right away, because you just never know. But I love this. I mean, great fonts, right? Really, really beautiful, great wording. And then it's a two-step stamping. And so it's really, really cute that way. So we are going to use, let me open this guy up. So let me do this. Take that one off. Remember, don't get rid of that guy, because if you take it off completely, you are going to have a heck of a time here. So we're going to start with our bunny. So we're going to start with our bunny, and we're going to have that bunny, which is going to be the main, and then we have the outline of the bunny. So let me pull that in, and we are going to do our bunny in Crumb Cake. Crumb Cake is just such a really good, see, look at there, putting the muscle on it. So Crumb Cake, great, great color when you want to do something that's just going to be a little bit more natural. So I'm just going to stamp that. I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it on my piece of basic white. All right, so we've got that, and then we're just going to take him off, and we're going to put the outline on. Now, you can do the outline first, and that's actually, so back in the day, I always did my solid one first, but I have learned as I've talked to people that doing your outline is sometimes a little bit easier, because then you fill it in as opposed to having to try and create the outline around it. So we're going to use him, and then we're going to do another one, and this time we're going to do the duck. The duck is so cute. So we're going to stamp, and this time I'll do it the other way just to kind of show you. I do think it is a little bit easier, and it's kind of weird. We're doing the duck in Daffodil Delight. We should be doing it in Darling Duckling, right? So outline stamp always goes full color, and we're just going to turn that a little bit. Outline stamp always in full color, and then for the next color, you're going to stamp off with that. So we'll get him out of the way. We'll get our cute little duck. Well, let's do it the same way here. So we've got the little duck. Again, we'll stamp off on that. And then we're just going to come in. But here, when I come in, I do have to, like, I don't know if you can see, my head is like right down in here, because I just can't see for anything. So there we go. So now we're just going to do a little bit of fussy cutting, right? We're just going to do, and it's going to be really simple fussy cutting. This is not a tricky one. There's not a lot of fuss to these animals. They're really cute, really sweet, but they've got that little sketched feeling, so not a ton of details with them. So last night when we were doing our mystery stamping, we also did, I always do trivia, and that is how my team earns prizes. We do trivia. So I was surprised to know jelly beans are not the top selling candy of Easter. Did you know that? Did you know that jelly beans are not the top selling candy of Easter? So if you think you know what it is, put it in the remarks. I'll tell you in a little bit. So that to me was pretty fascinating. The other thing that was really fascinating to me was where the #1 spring break destination is in the U.S. Where this #1 spring break destination is in the U.S. I was very shocked at this, but I think the thing that we have to remember is that it's not just us, right? Like, it's not just us who are in the U.S. who come to the U.S. for spring break. So I'm sure that we have a lot of people coming from other places. And so the #1 place in the U.S. for spring break is Miami, which I'm like, I would never want to go to Miami. But again, I'm not a college kid, so maybe that is the place to go as a college kid. But I also think, like, if you're coming from another country, I mean, Miami sounds like very much like, ooh, that's where I'd want to go if I was coming to the U.S. for spring break, right? Because it's got like nightlife and all those things, where I'm much more like, give me a pretty beach. So I thought that was really, really fascinating. It took a while for us to get that, so I was like, no prizes for no prizes for you. No prizes for you. So that was amazing. And then the #1 candy for Easter is Reese's Eggs. The Reese's Eggs. I was like, oh, of course. Peanut butter and chocolate, always going to be better. I do love a good jelly bean. I'm kind of into like, I like my seasonal candies. I really do like my seasonal candies. So that is, I thought, I was just a little surprised. All right, so let's see what we got here. We have our 2 little cute animals. Those are done. And so let me show you a couple of things that we're going to do right here. I've got another circle, and this one is also from that Spotlight on Nature. So 2 for on that one. So obviously, clearly, if you don't already own that, you must own that. So we're going to take all of our pieces. I'll go over measurements in just a second as we're putting it together. But I'm going to take that really cute little circle, and I am going to grab my Bubble Bath stamp pad, and we are going to do a little bit of blender brush. So we laughed because when we were on stage, for those of you who maybe were there, the blending brushes got like a lot of love. Like everyone was using a blending brush, and so we laughed that there must be like a gazillion blending brushes sitting in the warehouse somewhere that they were like, get these on the move for us. We don't need all of these. So I'm doing my part. The blending brushes, I do love them. I think that they just add something that's really, really fun. And then I'm going to come in with Shy Shamrock, which is one of my very, very favorite greens. I do love Shy Shamrock. And so for my greeting, I am going to go with a little note of thanks. One can never have enough thank you notes, right? Right. So we've got that guy done. Now we're going to come in and stamp a little note of thanks. And I'm just going to put him right down here. All right, so we've got our little note of thanks. I'm just creating like the pile over here. If you saw it, you'd be like, that thing's going to fall. You're going to have a disaster on your hands. You're probably not wrong. But we're just going to take this in, and we're just going to use our little paper trimmer and cut him out. Easy peasy. I do like using my paper trimmer, even if it's on that short of one, because anytime I try to eyeball it, it usually does not work that well for me. So we're going to do our focal point here before we get to our really fun fold on this card. So I should get out what I'm going to be using. Let's put that one away so I don't get ink all over me. All right, I got to take a look at my little cheat sheet over here so I know what I'm doing. All right, so we've got this little guy. We are going to take our beautiful little duck, and we will adhere him. And he's going to go right up here. And then we're going to take this really cute little bunny, and we're just going to pop a little dimensional on him, and he is going to go right in front there. So you can see how those guys are playing together. We've got our little note of thanks, so we're just going to do a really shallow little banner end on him as well. Get that. And again, you're going to see a little, I like to hide it kind of. I like to just slide it in there a little bit, so it looks like it's all going together, right? So it looks like it all belongs together. So we've got that guy right there. So super cute, right? So if you're looking, you can see. We're going to add some embellishments. Now these embellishments that come with this, I don't know if you noticed it, but there's these really beautiful yellow, and then there's the blue, and then these guys are actually little Easter eggs, and I thought that was so, so cute. Now this is not going to be an Eastery card, so I'm not going to use those, but I am using those on my Easter table when I decorate, so I will kind of I'll show you what I'm doing with that. I'm super excited. I'll be working on that next week. But we're going to pop off these little guys, and I love these. These remind me so much of candy dots. They have that flat little, it's just so cute. So that is our focal point. All right, so we're going to set that aside, and we're going to put our card together. So when we look at this card, I've got a piece of designer series paper, and I actually have 2 of these pieces, and these are going to measure 1 inch by 4 inches. And then I grabbed some vanilla cardstock, and so this measures 1 1/8 by 4 1/4, so just a smidgen more. And so we are actually going to put our adhesive on the back of this. All right, and we're just going to put it on this piece because I went with that craft. Remember, I went with that craft color for our bunny. So this little guy is going to pull in that craft color. So it's going to look a little bit more, not quite so flashy here. And this, like I said, is such a cute card. I got this one as a swap as well, and I knew immediately I had to share it with you. So we've got those two pieces there. This is our card base. So our card base, a piece of that beautiful blue, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And what we're going to do here, stay with me, I've got another piece of that same blue, and this one measures 3 by 8 1/2. 3 by 8 1/2. So we're going to take our piece of 3 by 8 1/2 and we are going to fold it in half. Now, I've got a piece of basic white here, and this piece is for the inside of that. So this is going to measure 2 3/4 by 4. So we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on this one as well. And this one is going to go on the inside of this card, this little fold here. So that's going to layer beautifully on here. Oops, sticky. Oh my gosh, it's sticking right to my hand. All right, let's try it, go in a different way here. I was having all sorts of problems. All right, so super cute, right? And now we have the front of this. And so I cut a piece of that designer series paper, also that same as the basic white, that is going to be 4 by 2 3/4. And I'm going to use this. Look at how cute that is. I am just enamored with that little plaid. I think she is so darling. All right, and that is going to go on the front of this. So this is another really easy, fun fold card once you get the basics down. So we have our piece of blue. This is our card base. And we have these two pieces, and we're going to adhere these first. So I'm just going to come in with that little bit here. And so these are going to go right here. Now I'm eyeballing, so this is a time if you like to pray that I made it all work. We're going to take this piece that sits like this, turn that guy over, and we're going to put our adhesive on the back of that one. And that is going to sit right in the middle of our card. So that this is how that card opens. Look at how cute that is. And now we have our focal point. So we're just going to take our focal point and we're going to put a bunch of dimensionals on the back of that. And we will peel those guys off. Look at how cute that is. Do we not love that? That is just the perfect little one. And then this one, I also did the inside. So let me show you the inside. So this one you can see I just used a different paper here. And I put the little green grass and little that on the inside, also from the same set. So those are the two that I got. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find. Oh, this is the one that I got. Look at how cute that is. They added the little ribbon, the Hello Spring. They did have a little super cute. And they don't have their name on this, but look at, they put that on the inside too. So I thought that was really, really darling. And then, of course, this was just so cute and so easy, right? So that's a pretty good crafting chat, if you ask me. There are lots of good ideas on that one. I love it. I love it. It makes me so happy. So that is what I have for you guys today. Remember that if you need a catalog, just comment catalog below. I'll make sure to hook up with you. We'll get you one of the new May catalogs. Pretty paper party. Starting, the sign up starts April 1st, but if you want to be on that first go round of having the chance to get in, make sure and comment that. Sorry, here in my mouth. Comment that as well, and we'll make sure that you get the information on that before anybody else. But that's going to be really, really fun. We are going to do, I've already designed the paper. or the cards. I'm very excited about it. Great fun folds for you. Beautiful uses of your designer series paper. So that's the other thing there. And whoo, we did a lot today. We did a lot today. Reach out with any questions that you have. Otherwise, I will see you back here next Monday for another simple stamping, and next Tuesday for our craft and chat. And remember, you want to be part of my newsletter. You can just comment newsletter below as well, and we'll make sure that you get set up with that. Always exclusive projects in there, great resources for you. So comment that as well, and we will do it. All right, my friends. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy. I hope you have a beautiful week. Spend a little bit of time creating something for someone, and don't forget to pop it in the mail, because those happy mail pieces, they can just really brighten somebody's day. So make it a great one, my friends.